God, I'd be so depressed. He shook slightly, his lower lip trembling. Normally, he would have wanted to run to his beloved's body, screaming and crying. However, before rashly rushing forward, he worked to keep his composure and asked his father. That's fair. Okay, I don't want to see her dead body, please. Hideyoshi deeply understood the meaning of those words, so he couldn't give George an immediate answer. Or rather, he felt the silence was the only sincere and loving response he could give George right now. When George asked if Shannon was the same, he meant to ask whether her corpse was in the same condition as the others or not. Since Hideyoshi hadn't denied it, it meant her corpse was in the same brutal state. Good, I didn't want to see her body anymore. Dude, what the fuck? No! I want my last memory of her, if I'm George in this case, to be of one when she's like, you know, normal looking. And not, you know, her face completely destroyed. Sorry. I'd rather my last memory of her being alive and well. I don't want to see her dead. That's just how I would be. Yeah, no. Thank you, Hideyoshi. Good dad. Because it's better to remember her, you know, as alive and shit like that, than, you know, not. You think Jessica wants to see her dad like that? No. You think Battler wanted to see his parents like that? No. Dude, you don't. That's how she died. That's what she looked like. Don't look here. After he handed her the ring, she hesitated even though she must have already made up her mind. Then she looked bashful and ran away because she was embarrassed to let him see her face looking like that. That's the expression that was revived in George's mind. That's how she died. That's how I'd rather want to remember her by. Not, you know, a grotesque beaten corpse. Fuck, no.
そうか。ならシャノンちゃんもその笑顔をお前に残したいと願うはずや。
Yeah, no shit. I don't think she'd want you to see her fucking bloodied. Hideyoshi looked down upon Shannon's body lying at his feet. Just like the other bodies, it was in such a horrible state that it'd make anyone want to cover their eyes. Her head had been smashed in from the side and no more than half of her expression remained. If the remaining blood-soaked half of her expression had been wiped clean, would that graceful smile of hers have peeked out? Probably not. But only half of it. Without thinking, Hideyoshi slapped his hands over his eyes. How brutal. If her face was going to be crushed anyway, then if only all of it had been crushed. He might have been able to temporarily distract George from this pain by making the pathetic suggestion that it was someone else wearing Shannon's clothes. But half of her face had been left untouched. It caused the body so much humiliation, while still proving beyond doubt that the body was Shannon's and no one else's. How inhumane, how brutish. And there, trying his best to burn the image of the remaining half of Shannon's expression into his eyes as she lay at Hideyoshi's feet, was Kanon. Kanon was not crying. Tears had risen to his eyes, but they did not drip down. But that didn't mean he wasn't feeling as much sadness as everyone else. Losing Shannon, who had lived with him in the same orphanage, whom he had loved as a sister, must have been just the same as losing a blood relative.
ジョージ、シャノンちゃんはきっとありがとう言うてるぞ。
Maybe?
お前に恥ずかしいところを見られとうなかったんや。
That's a good state. That's good.
ずっとお前が耐えてくれたこと感謝しとるで。
Like I said, I would not want to see it. For sure.
分かってる。分かってるよ、父さん。分かってるよ。
George leaned against the outside wall of the storehouse, crouching down limply.
父さん、頼みがあるんだ。
なんや。
僕の代わりに見てほしいんだ。シャノンは指に指輪をつけてるかな。
No. Fuck! Oh god, if there is one, actually, that would make me feel even worse. Fuck me.
指輪ちょいと見てみる。
Just lie and say yes, even if there isn't one. That's what I would do. Hideyoshi crouched down. As he did, Kennen silently pointed to one of Shannon's hands.
ああ、あるで。これはダイヤの指輪や。
Diamond ring. Oops. That's going in my pocket. Oop. No, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution to the Hideyoshi Fund.
クズダイヤとちゃう。
That can help me get out of some debt.
なかなかの値打ちもんや。
それはどっちの手の
Which... George, shut the fuck up.
どの指にあるのかな。
Take a fucking guess, you dipshit.
と、左手の薬指や。
What a fucking surprise. Wow, never would have guessed that. Good, come on, George.
そっか。シャノンちゃん、婚約しとったんか。
Hideyoshi, it should not take you that long to put two to two get together.
ジョージ、あなた、まさか。
Thanks, Ava.
エヴァ、
Yeah, fuck you. Shut up.
今はそんなん関係ないで。
Thank you, Hideyoshi.
シャノンちゃんは男に将来を約束されとったんや。一生を幸せにしちゃると男に言わせたんや。それが誰かは問題とちゃうで。
You go, Hideyoshi. My man. You just got some good points right there. Fuck Ava, though.
男にそこまで言わし女の本懐やないか。
True.
いつこの指輪をもらったんかは知らん。誰が渡したかも知らん。
You do know. Shut up.
だが、それでもシャノンちゃんは指輪をもらえたんや。そして、それを受け入れ、左の薬指に通したんや。指輪を送ったをきっと喜んだんとちゃうか。
Man, that's just fucking sad. Fuck. To most of the people there, Hideyoshi was simply disturbed by this extraordinary situation and was blurting out nonsense. However, someone who knew of George and Shannon's true relationship would understand the full meaning of those words.
そっか。ありがとう、父さん。
Hey, be happy. At least your parents are still fucking alive. George stood up. The traces of tears still streaked his face, but his expressions had returned to its calm, usual calm one. No, he didn't flip his shit like I thought he would.
行こ
Actually, if he probably saw her body, he really would have probably flipped shit.
う。バトラー君、ジェシカちゃん。
Yeah, I think she's a little, upset right now and doesn't want to leave.
これ以上、僕たちがここにいると、大人の邪魔になる。
そうだな。
Jesus. Man, I feel bad for her. That's gonna suck. At least her mother's still alive. Because I don't think she talked big game about, how she hates her parents and all. I guarantee you she fucking didn't. Battler at least had more of a well, I won't say reason because I don't know the reason. More of an excuse at least to sell to the point that he did hate his parents because, he didn't live with them at all. So, I mean, it's more understandable that he wouldn't be as torn up about it, but fuck. I can guarantee you Jessica definitely loved her parents. And this is probably destroying her. Jessica sniffled once, showing her face to her mother, who had been holding her the whole time, to let her know she was okay now. When she faced George again, she had once again had on her usual expression, although she still couldn't smile.
バトラーしっかり
Badler kept on crouching in front of his parents' bodies.
すまねえな。がっつり泣いたら落ち着いたぜ。
Tends to.
親父の野郎。普段はクソクソ言ってるくせに。
No, he's probably bitching about how much his face hurts.
ちょっと死んじまったくらいでピーピー泣くんじゃねえぜって笑ってやがら。親が死んだら泣くように遺伝子すり込まれちまってったからよ。
I think most people have that gene in normal circumstances. Badler's face was still bright red from the tears, but he had at least recovered enough to fake a smile, if only a bitter one.
カノンお前もこれ以上ここにいてはいけません。子供たちを連れてお屋敷に戻っていなさい。
Oh god, you cannot let Maria see her mother's dead body. Fuck. She would just absolutely lose and just be a complete wreck. And since she's so young, completely understandable. But you cannot let her see her mother's body. Natsuki had been standing under the rain this whole time, unable to take a step into the storehouse. Maybe she had her own way of grieving different from Badler's. Realizing that she had to take on a role of responsibility now that her husband was dead, she gave Cannon those orders.
はい奥様
I mean, I'm not saying it's suspicious that, you know, the next person in line to receive, like, the family head stuff is Ava, but, you know, I'm not saying anything about that. Yeah, sure. Cannon rose silently and turned to face me. His face was a pure white, almost as though his own heart had died along with Shannon. And there was no life in his expression. On an ordinary day, if he had been told to guide the children through the beautiful rose garden, Cannon might have led the way. But now that there was no distinction between Cannon and the children, they were now just kids about the same age, suffering the pain of losing those close to them. After making sure that the children were leaving, Natsui started giving orders to Genji.
現地
Lock this fucking storehouse up, please.
すぐに警察に連絡しなさい。
Well, yeah, that too. That's helpful. The phone's cut, so that sucks.
台風が通り過ぎるまでは来られないでしょうが、どうすればいいか指示を与えてくれるはずです。
Barricade myself in a fucking locked room because fuck that shit. I'm not letting anyone in.
わかりました。防災用の無線機がありますので、それで連絡します。
Well, that's actually pretty helpful that there's an emergency radio. I would barricade myself in a room. Probably me and Jessica, maybe Maria, maybe. George, probably I can trust George. That's it. Fuck everyone else. I don't trust the shit out of them. I mean, Natsui seems like generally a decent human being. At least now that they've actually kind of explored a little bit more of her personality quirks, she actually seems like an alright person. But yeah, I mean, I might not even barricade myself in with Maria. You never know. She's kind of crazy, it seems. At least she's way too much into that black magic bullshit and witches. I don't want her spouting off that stuff when I'm in a closed-off room and locked away from everyone else. So maybe me, George, Jessica. Who knows? That's what I would fucking do. I might not even trust George. Jessica, she's fine. She doesn't have the stomach to kill someone. I can already guarantee that. That's gonna be my guarantee. She doesn't kill a single fucking person, probably. Way early prediction. She does not kill one person through the entire series. I don't trust Natsu enough, because I think if Ava prodded and poked her at her enough, she'd fucking kill her. Just go off and just destroy her, rip her face off. Like, I could see that. George, I don't know, he's really spineless. I don't think he'd kill anyone. Unless Shannon told him to. Battler, he's kind of unhinged. If his dad started, like, really fucking with him, he'd probably try to kill his dad. Rosa, I don't see her killing anyone, honestly. Like, even when she gets really upset, at her daughter, it's not even that. It's like, yeah, she's pretty upset, but I don't think she has the heart to kill someone. Especially if, like, Maria's around with her, yeah, she just wouldn't. That's about it, of who I'd trust not to kill someone. Genji probably not, because, you know, it's fucking Genji. He doesn't have time for that bullshit. When she heard that, Natsui remembered. That's right, the phones were out today, weren't they? However, they also had a radio, since they couldn't necessarily rely on phones all the time while living on an isolated island. At any rate, they should start by contacting the police and receiving their instructions. Everything else could wait.
ナチョ先生、もうこの場はどうしようもありませんか？
Not really.
残念ながら私には何もできませんな。
わかりました。源氏、せめて主人たちの顔を何かで覆ってやることはできませんか？
How about cover the entire bodies?
このような姿を晒すことは当人にとっても屈辱的でしょうか？
Damn, she's really strong. Because, yeah, I would be pretty torn up if I found my spouse over there. Like half their face fucking just destroyed. I'd be pretty fucking livid for one thing. I'd be sad and pissed. And I'd fucking kill anyone who I'd even suspect did it. With more than a 50% chance of, like, certainty that they did it. Like, Ava, she's prime suspect at #1, and I would be pissed at her. And just completely mistrust her at all terms.
はい。
Genji picked up several dried up towels from inside the storage house. When Ava stopped him with a shrill voice.
ちょっとちょっとお待ちなさいよ。
What?
ここは犯行現場なんでしょ？
Oh my god.
なら変に手を加えちゃ私たちは混乱してて現場に土足で踏み入っちゃったけど、それはきっと警察の捜査の邪魔になったわよ。
If it's over 24 to 48 hours, it doesn't fucking matter. Good god, just put a fucking thing over their head. It's not going to change anything. What the fuck is wrong with you? Natsui glared at Ava, offended. Objectively speaking, Ava was right. Yeah, but it's not going to really change anything. It's not going to change, like, the fact of what's happened already. Because you're not moving any evidence, probably. If you put a towel on someone's head and that's it, you're not going to change, like, disrupt it, quote unquote, that much. Even so, she glared at Ava as though accusing her of refusing to do those tragic corpses, which had been humiliated even after death. The simple kindness of covering their faces. Yeah, Ava didn't lose anyone she really cared about. Yeah, her brothers and sister. But she didn't really like them at all. She hasn't lost anyone of importance to her. She doesn't care. Natsui lost her fucking husband. And, probably really pissed off about that. And upset. However, Ava had spoken both calmly and correctly. This horrible situation definitely wasn't an accident. It was a crime. Somebody had killed them. It was a murder case. We can't even actually, know that they were murdered here. So if this isn't actually the scene of the crime and this is just where the bodies are, it doesn't fucking matter. If this is where they were just dropped off at, then you're really in the dark and it doesn't matter. So they needed to be careful to avoid disturbing the site any further. They had to do what little they could do to aid the police, preserving the clues that might help catch the detestable culprit.
私もエヴァさんに賛成ですな。
Okay, can we at least close the garage then? Or storage thing, shutter?
ここは手をつけずにしておくべきです。
奥様、いかがなさいますか？
Fine, fine, fine.
そうですね。わかりました。ここを閉ざしなさい。
Thank you.
それから念のためここに別の施錠をするように。
There you go.
別の施錠？
Yeah, because clearly someone unlocked it.
ええ。ここに来た時シャッターの鍵は閉じていました。ということは シャッターの鍵を使い犯人が施錠したということです。
Kanon, what the fuck did you do? Or Genji. Oh my god, I swear to god, if Genji's the culprit of everything, that would actually be kind of funny. I just don't see him doing it.
確かに通りや。
Or Kumasawa.
じゃあここを開けた限り犯人の指紋が残ってるんとちゃうんか。
Not necessarily, because there might be more than one key, and it's like, okay, what if there's only one key, and then it's like, fuck me.
警察に証拠として提出する価値はあるでしょうけど、
Because you can dust for fingerprints on it. If it's like only servants that have touched it, it's like, oh, we are no closer to solving this at all. Because it's just a bunch of servants that are all unaccounted for. Well, unless, of course, like Genji gives a story for Kanon, Kanon gives a story for Genji. Kumasawa, though, she's actually guilty of it at that rate. But if literally everyone's touched it at some point, because it, you know, or at least a couple, like, higher-ups have touched it, it's like, fuck me. Who could it be?
カノン君が普通に持ってここを開けるのに使用しちゃったわ。
Yeah, so...
多分カノン君の指紋も付着しちゃってるわよ。そしてその鍵はさっき源氏さんに手渡され、源氏さんも素手で受け取ってる。大した証拠にはなりそうにないわね。
Usually keys aren't, because so many people touch keys. Usually it's only helpful if it's very specific, and not like only one person's ever going to touch it. Because that's just how it works. You can't really use a key that multiple people have access to and use it regularly. It's ridiculous. But I mean, yeah, come on. Think this through, Ava.
それは不用心でした。
If anything, you could check the shutter door for any fingerprints. That would be... Well, actually, no, it's probably been washed off. So no, you can't really do that either.
申し訳ございません。
源氏さん、この倉庫の鍵は他にもあるんか？
Probably.
いいえ、
Huh? No, that's actually surprising.
この一つだけです。
That makes it actually harder.
ということは、犯人はその鍵を使用人室から持ち出し、そして律儀に元の場所に戻したちゅうことになるな。
Yeah, to make it not suspicious. Come on. Hideyoshi's theory sounded plausible. What was actually very strange if you thought about it. Why would they go to all the trouble of returning a key they stole? No, if you think about it even more deeply, there are some points that are even more bizarre. When a criminal hides a body, they're usually trying to delay the point at which they'll be found, so they can use that time to escape. It's an island, you can't really escape. So there's no point in delaying a body being found. More than necessary. The six weren't necessarily killed here, but it was reasonable to assume that they were killed somewhere on this island, carried to the storehouse, and hidden to delay the discovery of the crime. And yet the eerie magic circle scribbled on the storehouse shutter had eloquently indicated the location of the hidden corpses. Sure, it didn't explicitly mention the corpses, but 6 people had gone missing. In this situation, someone had made such an obvious piece of graffiti and even returned the key to the shutter. Almost as though they wanted the corpses here to be discovered. Or they wanted them all to be discovered at one point. To show you, hey, this game rule thing is real. So, start fucking looking. That's what it screams to me.
とにかく一度は犯人が開け閉めをした施錠だけでは信用できません。
That's true.
犯人の手からもこの場所を保護する意味で施錠を新たにしたいと言っているのです。
いい案だと思います。私も賛成です。
Thanks, Nanjo. Genji fished around the inside of the storehouse and unsealed a brand new padlock that had been inside a small box.
鍵はどうなさいますか？
Hold on to it?
私が持ちましょう。
Okay.
責任を持って警察に手渡します。
Natsui took the key to the padlock from Genji's hand. After that, they all exited and lowered the shutter. And so, the corpses were once again sealed behind the shutter, which was still covered with that eerie, creepy magic circle. Genji crouched down in front of the shutter to fasten the new padlock. Shutters often have a place in front where you can attach your own lock in addition to the main lock of the shutter. That was one of those types. This was one of those types. In the midst of the roar of the thunder and the pouring rain, the storehouse stood there ominously. With its closed shutters still covered in a blood-like creepy substance, it swallowed up the bodies of the six. To Natsui, putting the new lock on wasn't mainly to preserve the scene for the police. She might have felt like she wanted to shut that mouth for all eternity, to prevent the eerie beast from swallowing up any more victims.
さあ行きましょう皆さん
Let's go try to act like everything's fucking normal.
南條先生ご足労をありがとうございました
And I totally wouldn't immediately go to that guest house and lock the fucking door, moving furniture in front of said door, just so nobody can come in and fucking kill me. I'm not going to sleep any longer. Like, that's just how I am. I'm never going back to sleep in this fucking place. Not worth it. We're sleeping in shifts at this rate.
源氏は急いで警察に連絡を
戻りましたらすぐに連絡します。
The adults left the storehouse. The ghastly magic circle drawn on the shutter kept the six bodies in its throat, looming eerily as the lightning occasionally lit it up. Seriously, fuck that shit. No thank you. Very shortly after that. All that could be heard was the sound of the rain and the voices from the kids' TV program Maria was watching. You couldn't even hear Jessica scream? Fuck, that was loud as shit. And he engrossed Maria's cackling voice. In other words, what greeted them as they returned dumbfounded from the horrible, bizarre scene was the voice of Maria as she rolled around laughing at the TV. Those who returned to the room didn't know how to explain to Maria that her mother was dead, and were trapped by a suffocating silence. You don't tell her that her mother's dead. I'm sorry. I keep that as hidden as long as possible. I wouldn't tell her that until the police are there, and they can help comfort her as well. I would not tell her that in these circumstances. Until we know where the killer is and have him arrested, I'm not going to tell her. So I can say, yeah, this person killed your mother, instead of just saying someone killed your mother. And I still wouldn't want to tell her. At first, Maria returned their stares with a dubious look. But when she realizes they weren't trying to blame her for anything, she ignored them and again immersed herself in the TV program. The children wordlessly sat down heavily on the sofa. Their minds were probably blank from the state of shock. Everyone had already cried and mourned so much, but now they had just vaguely sat there, their faces seeming to have lost all emotion. Only Cannon had returned to his usual calm expression. However, that probably didn't mean he'd been able to wipe out the shock. Nothing was reflected in his eyes as he stared into empty space. Hideyoshi kept on fidgeting, and every time he remembered that horrible scene, he started muttering about how he couldn't believe it, how it couldn't have been something from this world, how it must have been the work of demons. Every now and then, his mutterings produced a question directed at Nanjo. But the latter kept repeating in a calm doctor-like manner that nothing could be understood by only glancing at the scene, and that until the police arrived they couldn't learn anything. However, Nanjo only appeared calm next to Hideyoshi, who simply couldn't suppress his agitation and fear. In fact, Nanjo had also received a huge shock, and his face was a deathly pale. Maybe that atmosphere was why she tried to rise to the challenge and take charge. Natsui appeared to be unchanged from her normal attitude, and she briskly gave directions.
私はお父様のところへ行ってきます
Yeah, I gotta talk to him.
源氏は急ぎ警察へ連絡を
かしこまりました。
私も一緒させていただいていいかしら、夏日姉さん。
Fuck off, Ava.
クラウス兄さんがいなくなった以上、お父様の補佐は私の仕事だもの。その私が夏日姉さんに任せっきりで ここでくつろいでいるわけにはいかないわ。
God, I am so suspicious of you. Natsui is struck speechless by Ava's aggressive move in a situation like this. God, she is... Oh. I would not be surprised she killed him. Or, you know, put someone up to kill him. She seemed to be claiming that with Kraus dead, the one to take responsibility shouldn't be his wife, but herself, the next highly ranked in the family. Or maybe she hadn't been at all happy when Natsui took command without reference to her in such an extreme situation. However, even Ava's mind had been blank from shock until a moment ago. She only came to her senses after Natsui started giving orders.
お好きになさるといいでしょう。
Natsui started walking without saying a word more. Ava followed behind her. As they did, Kumasawa ran into the parlor. She usually wasn't the kind of person to run around, so under normal circumstances, most people would have taken her entrance as a sign that something was the matter. But because everyone was still stricken with shock, they had hardly even noticed her.
奥様、奥様。
Fuck off.
夏日姉さんならお父さんのところへ行ったで。すぐ戻ってくるやろ。どないしたんや、熊沢さん。
それが食堂に血が。
Kumasawa, shut the fuck up and not in front of Maria. The ears of everyone in the parlor twitched. Everyone thought the same thing. I hope I misheard that. Any container can only hold so much. So no one here would be capable of handling yet another tragedy. So they all thought it. I hope I misheard that.
なんやて？食堂？
I swear to God if it's Genji.
朝食の準備に食堂に配膳に行ったら。
Kumasawa, stop it. The first one to start running was George. His harsh footsteps jogged Hideyoshi and Nanjo to their senses as they chased after him. Battler and the others followed. They flew into the dining hall one after another, but they didn't find any change that might have caused Kumasawa to go pale. To those who had viewed that gruesome scene in the storehouse, it was a bit of an anticlimax. However, Kumasawa who had followed them pointed it out. There really was some traces of blood remaining on the floor. Compared to that terrible scene, it wasn't very impressive. However, if you calmly thought about it, this definitely indicated the loss of a lot of blood.
ここにも血だまりがあるよ。これは一体。
They were killed in the dining room.
だいぶ時間が経っているように見えますな。おそらく昨夜、ここで殺されたんだと見ていいでしょう。
そういうことになるんやな。わしらは昨夜ずっと食堂で話し合いをしとった。そしてここに何者かが押し入ったに違いない。
父さんたちが打ち合わせを抜けて休んだのは何時だっけ？
昨夜の24時を少し過ぎたくらいの頃や。
What a fucking convenience, and they were killed around 2 o'clock. At least that's what Nanjo thinks. He's no expert either. Suspicious and very suspicious. I don't trust them.
だからその後にと考えるんが妥当やろな。
Nearly right after that, actually. Because it's gonna take you longer to kill than like 10 seconds to kill one person, or 6 people. Because Shannon wasn't anywhere near them, either. Same with Goda. And it just happened that Natsui, if it is anything magical, she had that thing protecting her door. Which, P.S., that would be going on my door that night as I barricaded up. And then, of course, the only 2 other people in this house to survive, well, besides Kenzo, because he's literally in an armored fortress, is Ava and Hideyoshi, which is suspicious. And also Kumasawa, but she's old.